Hey everyone. Usually in my videos, I stay away from politics or world issues, just because they're often things that I can't really make a difference in, and what's the point in debating or whining or anything like that about situations that I really can't change myself because I don't have the power to. Um, so I feel the need to kind of put my 2 cents out there, and I think that what I'm thinking is along the lines of what a lot of people are thinking in this situation. And obviously everybody heard about the fire at Notre-Dame in France, in Paris there, and obviously it's a horrific, terrible, destruction of our history, and something that's been around for hundreds of years, and now is tarnished and having to be rebuilt. So yeah, it's definitely a bad thing, and especially for Christianity and for the church. So I get it for all of the religious people who are excited that the CEOs of Gucci and Louis Vuitton are pledging. I think it's up to like $700 million now. And Apple, and I think there was a few other big companies that are donating money to have it fixed. It's all well and great, but my question is, if you're willing to put up hundreds of millions of dollars to fix a church, what are you doing for the rest of the world? And I tried to do some research on what kind of economical progress or help for poverty places, or really any kind of good thing that they've done for societies outside of donating to charities or whatever. And I couldn't find anything for what the CEOs of Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Apple have really done to help change the world. So it upset me, to find out that there's $700 million being donated to fix an old church, but we still haven't fixed the Flint, Michigan clean water crisis, let alone all of the other countries that don't have clean water. I mean, I think that Canada and the States are one of the few countries, or one of the only countries that actually have access to clean water in the world, because the majority of countries actually, they have running water, and they have water to drink and to use for cooking and whatever, but they don't actually have clean water. It's not it's not purified and treated for the things that could potentially be a health risk for people. So there's that, and then there's starvation. Like, how many countries in the world are can't even find food and are starving? And with $700 million, we could literally fix starvation. We could fix the clean water crisis. We could probably make a pretty big dent in the oil spill that's in the Gulf of Mexico right now. And that's just one oil spill. Talk about the radiation spills over in Japan, and like there's so many different things that we could really make a difference in, that would prolong the life of humanity. Because first of all, like, we got like a decade before we start losing species. We start really just having to recognize the reality of the fact that we're not probably going to be here forever. Like, I'm afraid to have kids, because why would I want to bring a child into a world that eventually is probably going to be turning on itself eventually, because we're not doing anything to fix any of the real problems, and before you know it, we're going to start running out of things. And that is when people get frustrated, and when people get frustrated, it creates conflict, and when conflict is created, that's when you have things like wars. So it's scary to me that I think the world's priorities are really out of whack with situations like this, and that is kind of the whole basis around why I make my videos all the time, is because I think there's priorities that need to be rearranged in humanity, and our thought process, and the way we handle things, and the way we do things, and the way we treat other people, and the way we treat our world. And I'm not saying everyone should go vegan. I'm not saying that everyone has to change their lives, because really, on a scale that we are, as normal first world, going to work every day, we're not really we could change our whole lives, and it really wouldn't make that big of a difference to the grand scheme of things. It's really, the people in 1%, the people who have all the power, and the people who have all the money, that really are the only ones that could make a difference for any of the things that we're crying about, or the things that we're seeing and thinking are absolutely horrible for our future, and wondering, what's going to happen with the oil spills, what's going to happen with the radiation, what's going to happen with species of animals being extinct every year, and all of these different problems that are going to be even like huge problems in the coming years. But there's nothing that us as average people can do about it. So I don't know. I just feel the need to put my 2 cents in. Not that it really even makes a difference. It's not like the CEO of any company is going to see this video and all of a sudden decide to put $100 million into fixing Michigan's water, or giving food to people in Africa or whatever. But yeah, no, I think our priorities are pretty out of whack here. I think that us as human beings really need to reevaluate the way that we're treating the world, and what's important to us and our priorities, because putting $700 million into a church when we have thousands of other huge problems that could be solved with that kind of money is pretty ridiculous. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Think about it a lot. Have a good day, guys. Talk to you soon.